Hello and welcome to the Flash MX 2004 Fundamentals Training Kit. This lesson we're going to show you the basic interface of Macromedia Flash MX 2004. When you launch Flash MX 2004, you're going to get an option to open a new scene, or if you already opened a new scene using a double-click method on the file, you're going to get something that looks like this. What I'm going to do is spend just a few minutes to talk about each of these areas and how you're going to interact with them. Then we'll go over each of the areas in greater detail. Over here you have the tool palette. These are going to hold commonly used tools that you're going to need to move and manipulate your objects, as well as deform, change colors, add text, as well as adding contents. This is again called the tool palette or the toolbar. At the top here you're going to see the timeline. Now this is where all of the interaction happens. Over here, the timeline layers. Each of these are layers. And over here is the frame for that time. Notice if I click on this little red box and move this back and forth, there's an animation on my screen. We're going to show you later on how to do that. Down below, this area is called the stage. You can move this area around. You can move it up and down. So if you have a large area, you can adjust it that way. Then you have a few other palettes down here. The one that's open is called the Properties palette. You can close a palette just by clicking on the arrow. Click on their name or the arrow and you can open and close. Each object that you select will be modified in this Properties panel. So depending on what I choose, it will automatically update down here. Next you have an Actions palette. This is where we're going to add a lot of action scripting. We're going to come in and add some modified code to extend what Flash can do just on its own. You can adjust these little windows by clicking and dragging these little lines, and that will resize the little windows, see if you need more space. If you want to tuck this panel away, look for this little arrow right here. Click it once, and it's get tucked away. I'm going to be opening and closing these panels quite a bit, so I have enough room to work and show you what I'm doing on my screen. Now over here you have another set of panels. What's really nice about Flash is if you don't like to have all the panels over here, let's say behaviors you want to move, you can just click, drag it down here, and it gets added to this area. If you want it back, just click and drag it over here. Be sure to click this little area with the little lines here, the double dot lines. That's where you'll go to move these. Okay. You can also restack them however you'd like. So we just put those up there. One of the palettes that's not open that we do need is the library. So I'll show you where the rest of the palettes are. If you go over here to Window, you'll see you have a number of other palettes, including if you go to Other Windows, commonly used libraries, so they're down there. You might need a Movie Explorer, which will be like an outliner if you're used to Maya. Developments, you got Actions, and all kinds of really neat stuff that you can fire open. And you see the shortcut here is F9, so that would open up this little window down here. So let's open up the library, which is right up here, Control L. You can see that added the library to our scene. We'll just minimize that. And then we could also open up the color swatches. Now the color swatches opened up down here, and that's okay, because all we need to do is click, drag it up here next to the color mixer, and it's docked. We'll just close that up. So in a nutshell, that is how you navigate around the timeline. There is one area that is really important, and that's the area to test your movie. And that's what it's going to look like when you get it out of Flash. So to do that, it's either go up here to Control, Test Movie, or I just use the shortcut Control Enter. And now you're in a test mode. Now be aware that you don't have to close Flash to get out of this mode. Just close this little window, this SWF window. Close it and you go back into the development area. Now I'm using Flash 2004 Professional, which is much different than the standard Flash MX 2004. There's a lot of new features, but I'm not going to get into those features. They're really advanced, and we're going to save those for a later training kit, as well as some of the videos on our website. So that, in a nutshell, is the interface for Flash MX 2004.